Prospect have got to get 4 points to guarantee a finals finish in both Resi's and first grade off the back of their relegation at the end of last season in 2024. Parkley's draw with Oakville made Prospect's job easy. That happened a couple of nights ago in a midweek catch-up. Parkley will still need to be perfect to keep the pressure on, but Prospect are only competing in 2 more matches this season. The bye next week will have them nervously wondering what else they may need to do, but it is pretty simple. They get 3 points tonight, and it is essentially impossible. 4 will guarantee it. Tonight, for Prospect in their way, is Glenwood. In the final round lies Minchinbury. Of course, the bye splits those 2 fixtures, who, of course, Minchinbury, the Jets, are still competing for a title. There is lots to play for here. Absolutely nothing is decided yet. Not promotion, not the playoff spot, and certainly not finals football. Let's put the spotlight right on today, right here on this Friday night's match of the round, though. Reigning champions Glenwood find themselves with just 9 points after a frankly humbling season that's brought them back to reality. For Prospect, I think they would have wanted more just quietly. Certainly I did from them, considering their PL1 credentials, I should say, especially considering how good they were when they did initially go up 3 years ago. But let's be honest, the second division has got a whole lot better since then. The average team is better than they were in PL2 than those 3 years ago. I think securing both those final spots in Resi and First will be a decent readjustment to life back in this division. It is a self-titled rebuilding season for Prospect. And to be honest, it's a label that's been forced upon their opponents tonight, Glenwood, who probably didn't expect to be as low as where they are right now. One team is competing to make sure that they keep playing football after the final round. The other is trying to make sure that their final rounds at least reap some encouraging signs. It's Friday night footy here at Blacktown Football Park on this wonderful old synthetic on a ground where Glenwood have very commonly, even in the tougher years, found success more often than not, of course, best highlighted by that grand final win last year. And Prospect in first grade, and technically a reserve grade game as well when the cameras have been on, have never, ever won on this surface. So it's the hoodoo that bugs the better team versus the team that tend to show up when the cameras are on this very field here in Glenwood. Technically, it's the home game of Prospects sitting in that beautiful and ultra-recognisable purple/blue and that off-shade of red. Glenwood, the Redbacks, are wearing the predominantly black and white strip here tonight. My name is Mark DePoli. Thanks for joining us here tonight as the PL2 looks on to see if Prospect can all but secure finals footy. Let's go through the lineups now. Bo Jenkins will begin in goal. He's actually one of their top votes receivers this year. He's got 4 to his name despite the in-and-out case of himself in the first grade spot. Ethan Hallinan in the 48 jersey at right back actually scored his first match of the round goal when this team last played at this very venue. Ben O'Brien and Jake Baptiste is a recognisable centre-back partnership at this point of the season, as is at left back Diresh Krishna, Roshan Devindra in the 7 jersey. Nick Taylor was last year's centre-back, now he's a steadfast CDM. Nate Odgers makes his 3rd straight match of the round appearance, picked up his only goal of the season and his only goal in the last 5 years against Newbury, by the way, in the hot seat for promotion, they are. And Ben Inns will start alongside Hosh Alumi and big match of the round merchant, Ross McDonald. Somewhere in that starting 11 as well is to be squeezed in a man who didn't play in the last match of the round due to one reason, I don't know. Is actually Cameron Hayes. So he's been the right back for a number of years now. Now, we know Ethan Hallinan is playing as Glenwood's right back. Not sure where he might fit in, but I've got a feeling it might be a Glenwood 4-4-2. Let's keep an eye on that. For Prospect, a return in between the sticks for the man who makes everyone smile and the man who might just be your first Division Reserve Grade Grand Final commentator this year, Danny Bouzis. Adam Dunn, Nick Walker and Jordan Buckley are 3 of the 4-man back 4. I don't know who is the right back starting, although considering it is the man wearing the number 11, that might just be Trey Barton of all people at right back. Jafar Amin is an 18-year-old who's come from Para FC and scored 3 goals in 4 games. James Cossier, of course, is the number 9 in the number 9 spot. Either side of them will be Andrew Amabile, their top votes receiver with 17 in this year in 4th place right now. Somewhere in that mix is James Cossier as well. Sydney Data's only got 3 goals to his name this year. Ali Funny Adam, the 16 jersey, should be starting on assignment as well. And Monzier Komi, as well as Yugo Miyazaki, will be starting to round out the rest of that midfield 3. Now, I don't exactly know, as you can probably tell, exactly where these prospect boys are all playing positional-wise. They like to keep their sources and their cards close to their chest. I can confirm to you some of them because I do know some of these boys quite well, but it is a mystery as to exactly where they play. For example, Trey Barton, being the right back, a man who scored a grand final goal at this very pitch down the left-hand side of your screen, is the one starting at right back. That's news to me. Well, it's prospect with an early press who have a chance to already put some pressure on, but this will be an easy save for Bo Jenkins as he warms his hands up to the game. Glenwood with the earlier giveaway just inside of their own half, as they look to put their foot on the ball and slow it down. Once again, my name's Mark DePoli. Thanks so much for tuning in here tonight at Blacktown Football Park. As forward come the boys from Glenwood. They give it away. It looks like Shoaib Natik might be starting, a late inclusion to the starting 11. Can't see Ross McDonald. Here come Prospect, looking to secure, of course, finals football in 1st grade. Sid Nadira, the one who didn't quite get his striker goal right there. Given away by Cameron Hayes. Looks like he's playing midfield here tonight, and his first contribution of the match isn't a great one, to be fair, for the man who's used to having only one side of the pitch to look at, with the byline behind him as Adam Dunn recycles it back to Nick Walker, Patrician Brothers' finest teacher, I've been told, playing in at centre-back here tonight, featured in the first Prospect podcast of the year. That's tough to say. Prospect podcast of the year, where him and his centre half partner tonight, Adam Dunn, spoke very fondly of the brand new coaching staff setup that they have here at Prospect United. Now it's them living dangerously, and Prospect take a shot, and Bo Jenkins has been called into action. This time it was a little more necessary and significant that he stuck out a right hand. Glenwood once again playing with fire at the back. We know exactly what happened when Glenwood came on the match of their own last time. They went 4-0 up, ended up still winning the match, but it ended up being a 4-3. They conceded 3 unanswered goals to St. Pat's Sylvester Roberts. Unfortunately for them, they have to be more careful in this game because this Prospect team, far better than St. Pat's. And Prospect trying to put an early dent in Glenwood's hopes of a happy end to a season that's promised a lot but not delivered a lot. Wow. No one really yet to put their foot on the ball for more than 3 or 4 passes in tandem. Jake Baptiste is a good shielder of the ball, as we know, one-time All-Star appearance maker. Living dangerously, I believe that to be Hosh Alumi. Forward come Glenwood. That's Cameron Hayes, so he's really in an auxiliary position here tonight. Not quite sure exactly what Harry Inns, the coach, has tasked him with, but certainly going to be fun to find out. Not sure what he's made of in these further forward areas, but this will be a really great opportunity to learn. Yeah, so it is, in fact, another teenager making a late start. A man who's only 19, but has spent 14 years at the club, in Maihan Neda. In that 50 jersey, Ross McDonald's late game replacement. Sid Nadira being closed down by Ethan Hallinan across the face of goal. It was a nice ball across the face, and it was a good clearance to meet it. So how will they set up now? As Prospects look to find a goal, it puts them ahead. A reminder, it was 1-1 between these two. In fact, Prospects were the first team to drop any points to Glenwood this season. That's a good ball put in! And it is put in with real emphasis. Lovely, powerful header. And Prospect have taken the early lead that they so desired as they close in on the top 4. Very, very good start to the game for them. A bullet header.
Right commentating.
Thank you. A goal smashed home by the man who now makes it 5 games and 4 goals to his name from Parramatta City, a late season signing. Jafar Amin in that 7 jersey has come up with his first match of the round goal in his first couple of minutes with the cameras on. And he must be delighted with his start on the live stream. Fantastic header. James Cossier, 19 years old, from Dubbo's National Premier League system, the one who is trying to hurry prospects forward. Would you believe it or not, a couple of seconds before I went live, I received a text from a man called Jafar Amin, and he said, I'm 18 years old, I play for Parramatta FC, I'm a versatile forward who can play in any position across the front 3, I'm a proven goal scorer with strong attacking instincts and technical ability. The man spoke his goal into existence. Ethan Hallinan puts in a bit of a limp cross, easy for Danny Bouzas, who might be a goalkeeper but has a match of the round goal to his name. In fact, he's got 2 across 2 seasons. One came in what was technically a grand final, not a man of the match. Great touch by Jake Baptiste out of the sky, by the way. And when Danny Bouzas was in his youth playing for Blacktown City, which is why he has so much rapport in the greater Western Sydney footballing community, he picked up 20 goals and 20 assists before he switched permanently to goalkeeper. Benjamin Innes, the top vote getter for Glenwood this season and the top goal scorer, 3rd in Golden Boot right now, is Benjamin Innes. 13 votes this season, 101st start in his last 3 years, playing across Resi's first and of course 21s back in the day when he was still eligible up until last season. That's been sent way into the night sky and it will bounce in the technical area. What a touch, by the way, in Prospect's technical area. That was a fantastic get, I think, by Kane Willoughby, who's getting closer and closer back to returning to first grade football, by the way. Be great to have him on. In fact, I might try and get him on the podcast, on the live stream at some point here tonight. The Trivella pass out wide is exceptionally well timed and then exceptionally well read by Ethan Hallinan. Jordan Buckley, who's got 1 goal to his name this season, and was very recently as well. A lovely football here by Andrew Amabile, the current player of the season, and it was missed by Bo Jenkins and put out off the head of one of the Prospect boys. It might have been Amin again in that number 7. Well, we thought that James Cossier was the man to keep your eye on. Looks like Afan Amir might be taking the mantle off the popular number 9. Well, it came off Cossier's head in the end. In the vicinity was Afan Amir. Cossier picked up the ball out wide on that far side touchline. Cuts back inside the 19-year-old. This youthful prospect front line has been prospering all season. Crossfield switch of play for Trey Barton. Adam Dunn, who at 26 is one of the more experienced players in the side. The captain, of course, as well. Certainly of the outfielders. Danny Bouzas into his early 30s. That ball will trickle all the way through for Bo Jenkins as Glenwood just trying to find any semblance of control in this game. Not even 10 minutes in, down by a goal. It's been a familiar tale all season, a defence that just cannot sort itself out, unfortunately. But that is a monster boot. And on a Friday night, tough to put your head in the way of that. And now Adam Dunn's being tested because Ben Innes is closing him down. And out it goes for a throw. Well, that's one way for Glenwood to get forward, but it's not really the most pure footballing pathway. A long boot by the goalkeeper. Afan Amir will... Well, one there by Monzir Komi. Spent last season at Workers. James Cossier has a match of the round goal to his name down the left-hand side of your screen earlier in the season. By the way, in round 2 of the Laing Simmons Blacktown Men's Premier League 2 season against Newbury, it was A goal that didn't lead to any points that day, but it was a stunning goal at the back stick off the back of a really, really nice prospect move, if you remember, as Boozer sets it well clear of the halfway line, but flat. Great technique. Picked up there by Nate Odgers, who's the most physically imposing midfielder Glenwood have, in fact, if not on the entire pitch. Turning on a dime was Nick Taylor there, playing it square to Duresh Roshan. Picked up there by Trey Barton, who I've known all these years as a forward-thinking, attacking player, but preferred it right back here tonight. No George Sarkos. Nick Sarkos isn't fit. John Sarkos is not really a right back, so no Sarkos boys here starting for the first prospect game, I think, ever that I can recall in a match of the round without a Sarkos boy at least starting. There's Cameron Hayes, and there is Adam Dunn, and that's the touchline that's been found. Nice clearance there. Third all the way back to Duresh Roshan. Many years of service at Glenwood, as much of these Glenwood boys have. Jake Baptiste, another one who's got plenty of service in his boots. Well, one there by Trey Barton. Real good last couple of minutes for him. He opts to play it short and simple. Refereeing debut as well for an 18-year-old with the whistle to his lips tonight, Yusuf El Hariri. Congratulations to the young man, flanked by Antonio Perello and Cooper Finley. Living dangerously was Walker and Bouzis. Well, we know he's a striker, and he showed all of his instincts there to get past his oppressor in Ben Inns, who is a very good presser. Cossier picks it up from the right flank. He runs central. But in the end, Bo Jenkins will find that it creeps all the way back to his feet. He clips it towards what I believe to be Neda. Maihan will have a throw now, which he then leaves for Ethan Hallinan. Scored a stunning match of the round goal on his match of the round starting debut. And now it's the Japanese international running forward with a sensational pass to Nadira. It might fall back to him. Prospect of a big chance here. Keeper misses it. Cleared. Cossier cleared. Cossier's still there and cleared away now by Roshan Devindra. Wow, what a moment. And Prospect nearly found themselves in a very, very healthy lead just 12 minutes in. Monzir Komi, more than 5 years of service with Prospect now. Great turn there by Andrew Amabile, playing at the base of the midfield this year, it seems. Trey Barton. Crossed in low, well read by Jake Baptiste. Hoofed out for a throw. What a pass that was about 45 seconds ago by Miyazaki. My word, absolutely cut them apart. Trey Barton, this is about where he scored his grand final goal from, by the way, as he looked for Nadira at the back stick, searching for goal number 4 of the season. Didn't quite happen. What's this? Oh, well, this feels very cruel. So obviously, the Friday nights means that we get funny things like this happening. So that is Ross McDonald, by the way. That's a 2-time match of the round goal scorer, 1-time match of the round assister in all happened inside 80 minutes a couple of weeks ago against St. Pat's. He absolutely blew the competition away that night. His first 2 goals of a 4-game season so far, but unfortunately it's Maihan Neda, whose night has ended early and no impact he will have off the bench now. That's it. That's his night done. It's a substitution, not an interchange system here in PL1. Well, it's great because we get to see the man who has what is technically the greatest return rate in match of the round history after his 1 appearance. But not great for young cousin of the Illumi boys in... forgive me, I've got my names mixed up. For the young 14-year servant, 19-year-old Maihan Neda. That's the end of the number 50's night. Well, let's see what Glenwood are made of now with what is technically, I guess, their starting front 3 that they so desired. Still missing middle Inns brother, Lockie Inns, still recovering from a broken hand, if not coaching tonight and unavailable as a result. Very, very busy man is Lockie Inns. Usually there's at least 2 Inns boys. Josh preferred these days through reserve grade, but very capable as filling in as a handyman midfielder. Easy for Danny Bouzis. Prospect on their way to finding their first victory on this hallowed surface where they've struggled so much over the years. It's nearly taken them 5 years to earn that. Miyazaki living far too dangerously, and he gives it away. There's Ross McDonald, so he's already up with the speed of the game, it seems. Crossfield switch by Hoshang Alumi, looking for Hallinan. Lovely pass. Hosh is really good at those. Fullback on fullback. Well done by former FDA representative Buckley there. Nadira in behind. It's a foot race, which Jafar Amin was never going to win. Jenkins slows it down, plays it short. This is Hallinan now. This is Ross McDonald. And this is Cameron Hayes being closed down by Amabile. Across the face of goal, cleared away by Dunn. Hallinan recycles it. Inns there, back to goal. Have to be something special here by a special player. Well, he is. That went wide, but only because it took a deflection. It will be a corner. That's better by Glenwood. 15 minutes, and maybe we're starting to see the best of the Redbacks. A reminder, I encourage you in this little break in play on Sunday 3 p.m. to head out to Guildford West Sports Ground or tune into the Match of the Round on GDSFA TV on YouTube to watch first v second in what is essentially a title decider between Holroyd and Quakers Hill Juniors in the WPL. Ball in towards the back stick, which Jake Baptiste nearly put into the car park. Just was looking too close to the heavens that time, unfortunately, and he sent it pretty close to them too. As Bouzis decides to play this one quickly. Two very experienced, very handy goalkeepers play in this prospect team. Of course, they're also backed by David Mann, who has been goalkeeping for the best part of 25 years now. And from one goalkeeper, it only took 1 or 2 touches in between, and now it's back with another. This is Benny O'Brien. Shang Alumi. Amabile recycles it. He's a strong contender for the Player of the Year this year alongside James Cossier. Lovely there by Hugo. Sid Nadira, 23 years old, 18 years spent at Prospect. This man here, brand new to the club, couple of step-overs. Hugo Miyazaki has already turned heads this season, but he got that one wrong on that occasion. 27-year-old who's actually considered as a Japanese representative on dribble. Picked up 3 goals this year. He's also second top for Prospect in their votes with 7 to his name this year. That means he's had the equivalent of 3 man of the match performances and then an extra point on top of that. That's very impressive indeed. Hallinan, Nadira's quicker though. But Ross McDonald was offside. This will be chased down for nothing. He's kind enough to recycle the ball though. Big win last night for the Rezzies boys, who jumped up to temporarily at least second place. 4-0 over their Glenwood Redback opposition. This is Jordan Buckley. Has to drive 50 to 60 minutes to and from training and games, but he does it for the love of this team. Only his first year at the club though, Jordan Buckley. Former Hazelbrook Hawks representative. Trey Barton, he's overhit that one, overcooked that one. Ross McDonald's calling for this ball here. The greatest player of all time for some. Geez, that's a massive boot, Bo Jenkins. Buckley read it well enough for the time being, played it square, found Walker, who dealt with it well himself. Now Barton sends it forward again. It's been a bit of hit and hope from him lately, picked up here by Jafar Amin. Hugo Miyazaki. Out wide, Sid Nadira. He just tried to curl that towards the top corner. Actually, the technique ended up looking like it was more of a laces power shot, which is why it sort of swerved a little bit with knuckle. never quite looked like curling back in towards the far post. At the end of the day, it'll be a goal kick. Sid Nadira has a match of the round goal to his name, which he picked up last year when they were a PL1 side. As Baptiste looks to find one of his attackers bypassing the midfield again. It's probably Glenwood's biggest issue this year is been how their midfield has connected a new look midfield. No Adam Lowe, he's been injured for a lot of the season. Marco Bravo Ortiz and Asher Lumi were very capable of playing in those midfield areas, even though they were technically attacking-minded players, particularly Marco. Baptiste completely bypassing them with a long ball attempt to Hoshang Alumi, who dropped into a midfield position, even though, again, he is an attacker, but trust your midfielders a little bit more, lads. Nate Odgers is a really good young player as Trey Barton delivers in a wicked-looking ball! But the offside flag will unfortunately rob Jordan Buckley of a second goal this season. Lovely finish, but offside he was. 1-0 it remains. Nice touch out of the sky by Nadira, filling in for Buckley, by the way. Yugo Miyazaki was beaten to it there with a bit of physicality. Ross McDonald has lost it. Nadira. Did Jafar Amin get onside? He did. Play has gone on. One back off Hallinan. Well done there by Yugo Miyazaki. He's been really impressive, this very diminutive, very hard-working midfielder. Jordan Buckley. Long throw in. It was eventually picked up here by Yugo Miyazaki. Here's Andrew Amabile. Monzir Komi, who of course scored the grand final goal that won Workers reserve grade their grand final, and then he came back down to PL2 with his prospect boys. Had that absolutely brilliant career-defining moment. 23 years old for in that reserve grade side to make it 2 grand final wins in a row. Funny because the first one required an incredible comeback versus Marion, and then they played one against Doonside, and it's won by Monzir. In fact, it's been the start of the Blacktown Premier League podcast intro reel for this entire season. It's such an incredible goal, Monzir Komi. You may remember, of course. Cleared away, a bit more comprehensively that time. Keeper to keeper, living a little bit dangerously. Dunn looking for options. Played it to Amabile, who took that touch wrong. One of the most yellow-carded players in Blacktown Premier League at the moment is Andrew Amabile. In 55 games, he's got 21 yellows, so he almost averages a yellow every other game, would you believe it? Well, this is a moment here for Nate Odgers. Goes for the clip in towards the back stick. Well cleared away by Buckley. Ross McDonald. On post, easy claim. Chance here. Kossi is so quick. Kossi is very quick. And he's got there first, and Prospect have the ball in a higher up position. 1-2 there with his brand new strike partner. Kossi now looking for his goal. Well saved. And fortunate for Glenwood, Ross McDonald clears it away. Anywhere will do. Wow. Big moment for Glenwood there. Massive boots that finds Kossi. 1-2 there with Jafar Amin, who's made it 5 games, 4 goals. By the way, his first game was off of the bench. Every one of them since then he started. So technically 4 starts, 4 goals. Love it. Kossi. Playing as a left wing in the first match of the round of the season. Trey Barton now. Lovely pass. Andrew Amabile forgot about the ball. And away that one goes. Olumi cuts back inside. Brilliant experience shown here. Clips it out wide to Benjamin Inns. This Glenwood front three can do all the hard work on their own. Trey Barton, 11 on number 11 here. Ben Inns is real quick. And then cleared away Amabile. No midfield runners in the box whatsoever. Glenwood waste a big chance. Monzia Colmy, the reserve grade grand final winner, has won a free kick there. Amabile, one of the hardest working midfielders in the league. In fact, in all of Blacktown Association. James Cossier finds it back to Amabile. Cleared away by Odgers, but a good clearance to find Olumi. Colmy closing him down. This prospect team have some very interchangeable positions, particularly between midfielders and attack. The back four is very resolute. But this midfield like to get forward at times. It's really Yugo Miyazaki who sits the most, but Monzi Colmy and Amabile get forward quite a lot in very, very high spots. What's a team that Joel Bayubahe is forming? Nazera. Cousin plays in PL1 for Ropes, younger cousin, just 18 years old. Adam Dunn goes all the way back to Danny Boozes. Got so much time. So now the press of Glenwood being led by Cameron Hayes. What a pass, by the way, Boozes to Monzir Colmy. Buckley was making a run forward. Nadir is now covering that left back spot, so there goes that resolute defence tagline. Can shift and change, it seems. Lovely shielding there by a teenager who has a goal that separates these two teams right now. Dunn gives it back to Nadera. These two boys have played together for a long, long time now. More than 5 years. Back it goes by Boozes. Adam Dunn, quietly a very, very good centre-back. In behind, Jordan Buckley, the left-back, up against the centre-back of Glenwood. Benny O'Brien clears it. One there by Nadira. Picked up there by Ross McDonald, I think it was. Dunn's got a lot of time. Goes back to his goalkeeper. Nick Walker, preferred through reserve grade over these. What a touch back inside. It was to cut past his oppressor there. But then that pass was really poor. Picked up by Nick Taylor. Chance here. That might be Ross McDonald on the far side. Ball put in. Dunn had to get that clearance right and did. Corner.
All right, Ali. Ali, give me the break now. Toledo box! Hey! Toledo box!
An in-swinger to be delivered momentarily. One hand raised here for Glenwood. Towards the front post, cleared away. Again, it was Trey Barton, the 11 on the 11 of Benjamin Inns. Nearly 1/3 of the game played. 28 minutes ticks on by as we speak. It's a game that has actually flown by pretty quickly, in my opinion. One hand raised again, front post again, perhaps. It goes in the exact same spot. This time it'll be a goal kick.
Shake, Ali, shake there. Julie drop. Ali, stop there. Ali, stop. Go in on it. Ali, go in on it. Julie, drop. Ali there. Ali. 20, Ali. 20.
Wouldn't be a prospect game without this one guy who sits right under the commentary box and provides some of the heartiest pieces of advice for prospect boys. Not sure what his name is, but he's come to every game that I've ever watched at Prospects, and he always has some good insights. Ziyakomi. Miyazaki gave that ball away. Goal kick it'll be in a game that's lacking a tiny bit of finesse, I would have to say. goal scorer leading the press there on his own, though, so Glenwood able to play out of it with relative ease. Suresh Roshan puts Baptiste under a whole lot of pressure, but somehow they've come away with it. Well done, Baptiste. And then given away, Amabile, you don't want to give it away to him. Monzia Comey loves a goal down this end of the pitch. Offside flag raised. Easy decision there for debutant referee 18-year-old Yusuf El Hariri. O'Brien sends along again. They're just not using their midfield whatsoever, and it becomes really obvious when you've got this high position that I have, and prospects are reading it every single time. Every single time. Ross McDonald forced to come back and defend, does a good job. Then sprays a pass forward that's worked out quite well. Off they go. Buckley trying to close down Nick Taylor here. On he goes. Nick Taylor fended off well there by Adam Dunn. Ross McDonald a bit more technical. He picks it up, dinked into the box. Benny Inns was offside, and either way, Bouzas got the final touch and made the save. And then by Yugo Miyazaki, Amabile lived a little dangerously himself there. Dunn puts Amabile under a little bit of pressure again. Bouzas is so composed with the ball at his feet. Married in the off-season to Danny Bouzas, his first match the round of the season, so we wish him and his partner a big congratulations. Always celebrating love on the Blacktown Premier League live streams. Good turn. Good to see it coming from a mile away, though. He's got so much space every time. Yugo Miyazaki. Buckley, fortuitous to find Amabile here, who might be forced into a big 50-50. Hoshalumi missed the second bounce of the ball, gets back up on the third. Ben in square, lovely. Hayes missed it. McDonald is there, goes for the first time scoop, cleared away by Dunn. McDonald there, he's tried a little bit too much, too many techie moves, I'd have to say, in the last couple of touches he's had. Nick Taylor, ooh. That's poor. Monzir, Comey. Amabile had time to turn into space there. Opted not to. Short of Buckley. Miyazaki. Amabile. This is a good little midfield partnership, isn't it? Throw in Monzir, Comey, and you have a great little trifecta. In it comes here to Monzir, Comey. Have a hit, son. Go for it, Monzir. Monzir still now into the box. Monzir Comey. Well, he thought about recreating his grand final goal. Not on this occasion. Blocked off. Different angle that time. Prospects go from defending to winning a corner very, very quickly. Delivered in by Sid Nadira. This is how they got their first goal. A set piece. Consecutive corners, but from different sides of the pitch. Nadira charges from one side to the other to take this one. Bo Jenkins comes out a little from his line. That one's played in low and flat to be cleared away. Adam Dunn. Go on, have a hit, Adam. Ross McDonald gives it away again. Stuff there by Nick Walker. Put in by Trey Barton. Cleared away. Benny O'Brien. Oof. Hayes involved. Oh, Call Me came together real hard with Nick Taylor there. And Glenwood come away with it. Prospects midfield a little bit wayward at the moment. Hosh Alumi switches it out wide well to Ethan Hallinan. Puts that ball in. Lovely looking ball. And the header was always difficult. It was looping and floating rather than being delivered flat in a way that would naturally create and generate a lot of power off the head. Benny Inns had to make all the power himself, and that's tough. Adam Dunn. 4 goals this last year for Adam Dunn. Nadira running, but it's the man who separates these two teams on the score sheet who's trying to create, but he gives it away. I want to see more of Amin involved. Lovely work. Hayes trying to close this one down before it goes out. Inside is Hoshalumi. Poor pass to him, though. Nick Taylor, very free. Amin closing him down. One back well. Taylor barrels himself into the 50-50. Doesn't quite come away with it because that meant there Yugo Miyazaki could nutmeg you in a phone booth. Free kick, says the referee. This will be delivered in a couple of yards inside the halfway line. Bouzis is going to come for this one. Perfectly well claimed. Great hands. Played short to his left. Colme turns well, turns far too easily. Look at how easy it is through this Glenwood midfield. Kossier, haven't seen enough of him lately. Slips over the 19-year-old. Hayes. Look at Amabile's work rate. Look at Amabile's work rate. He's too quick for his own team. Glenwood want to try and play this one quickly. Hoshalumi is there with the ball in hand. 8 minutes to go in a first half that's delivered an early goal, but not too many clear-cut chances since then. Although there was a goal that found the back of the net, but Jordan Buckley was offside. One there by O'Brien. Chance here for Prospect. Big chance here for Prospect. Colme puts it in behind. Kossier is quick. Baptiste had an easy shielding job there. One there. Miyazaki. McDonald. Wide by Inns. Hallinan sends it inwards. Cleared away Walker. Miyazaki gives it away in a very precarious area. Inns has picked up the loose ball. Cuts back. Now being closed down. Goes square. Nice pass. Left by Odgers. Kossier picks it back up for Prospect. Plays it very quickly. Brilliant pass to release Sid Nadira. Well recovered by Hallinan. Nadira still square, just shy of Amin. Miyazaki lays it off square to their current player of the year contender. Amabile sends it away. Winds picked up here and the temperature seems to have dropped a couple of degrees in the last couple of minutes. Hoshalumi in behind, Inns a big chance, what a pass, Inns saved by Boozers. Where might it fall to? Buckley looked like he's had his hands around Ross McDonald, goes for the Neymar flick behind his head, gets it now finally under control, but the chance majorly seems gone. What a save by Boozers, but Alumi's pass was the best moment of quality of the whole night. Here is Jafar Amin, looking to go from one side of the pitch to the other. The 19-year-old drops it back to Monzir Colmy. 24 this year is the Homo Reserve Grade Grand Final winner. Played in behind by Buckley. And Bo Jenkins sees it out. What a move. What a pass by Hosh Alumi. And that is why he drops into the midfield. That is exactly why they rely on him to be the outball, sometimes from even defence. Look at him dropping in here. Ross McDonald and Ben Inns are so high. They're not going to give that kind of creative task to those two. It's going to be Hosh's job. How might they find him soon again? Look what he can do. Very impressive. Well, one there by Dunn. Nice touch out of the sky there by Monzir Komi. Miyazaki could play a really good pass in behind, and that it is. And that was offside. Very, very tight it would have been. 4 minutes left to go in this first half, which should only really have a couple of seconds added on, in my opinion. There have been no stoppages whatsoever, except for the substitution of taking young Neda off, of course. Crowd's starting to pick up finally, it seems. Prospect and Glenwood players as Prospect trying to put some real dents in Parkley's finals hopes. Miyazaki's been so impressive here tonight. Lovely pass to find Amabile. Lovely pass in behind to Nadira. Cuts back onto his right foot, past one, square across Buckley. Picked up here by Andrew Amabile. Back he goes to his captain, Adam Dunn. And forward continues Adam Dunn. Forward goes Adam Dunn. Buckley still left back, receives it off his centre back, and still forward we are. Dunn steps in, a natural defender, does the defending high up. Amabile now. Miyazaki was beaten to it, clipped in by Nadira. Headed away by Diresh Krishna. Trey Barton likes the fullback to switch, doesn't he? Oh, beautiful by Monzir Komi. Absolutely stunning touch. This Prospect midfielder just waiting for that one final pass that unlocks a midfielder. And when they get it, they're going to go 2-0 up here. Glenwood are going to want to hope that doesn't come before half-time because it will be demoralising. And so do the neutrals, I'm sure, watching here. Back it goes to Adam Dunn. Ooh, that wasn't the greatest moment of all time. So there's going to be a special guest in the second half, by the way. I'm going to get former Glenwood number 10 and grand final winner Ash Alumi to jump on the microphone, explain why he has apparently left the Town Rangers squad. See if we'll have a word on Ibuka Iwaha as well, by the way. And we'll get his views on the game, including some views against, or with, and about his former club. So tune back in the first couple of minutes of the second half to hear my little interview with the one and only Ash Alumi. Keep your sound bar turned on even when we go to the break, because we always mute our microphones here. Nice. Nicely done. Here comes the man who scored the opening goal. Baptiste stepped in hard. Monzir Colmy! Banger! Absolute banger! And he knows how to score that kind of goal on this ground in the back of that specific net. That is an absolute pile driver, a belter, and on the cusp of half-time, Prospect might have just solidified their top four hopes, and Monzier Colmey's rocket of a left peg has absolutely silenced this Glenwood team. That is a stunning individual effort, coming finally from some brilliant connectivity from this three-pronged triangle in midfield that has connected and combined and now culminated in a wicked finish into the back of Glenwood's net, and they don't even get to go back into their own half to do the restart. The referee calls half-time. Monzier Colmey's brilliant strike with his left has probably put this game to bed, if the law of averages tells us anything. What a rocket! What a way to end this first half! What a goal! Right now it's 2-0. One man in the number 7 in Jafar Amin picking up his 4th in 5 games since signing, and then Monzier Colmey comes up with goal number 4 himself, and might be just the best he's got in these Prosy colours. See you in about 12 minutes or so for the Illumi interview. Don't go anywhere.
You're not on yet, just
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half about to start here between Glenwood, who find themselves down 2-0 to Prospect, whose second goal came in with literal seconds to go at the end of the first half. They will now run from left to right across your screen, but I am joined by former Glenwood representative, a man who established himself as a household name, especially around these parts, Ash Alumi, who'll be looking at his slightly older brother down at the bottom of the screen. Ash, welcome to your first live inclusion in what feels like almost a year at this point. How are you doing, my friend, and exactly where are you playing right now? Tell the people.
First of all, thanks, Mark, for having me. Hope everyone's having a lovely Friday night. So now I've moved on from the Blacktown comp, and I'm proud to say now I'm playing NPL football at Bonnerig.
You are, in fact, at Bonnerig, and congratulations to you. It's thoroughly deserved. Your rise from 21s at Glenwood in Blacktown PL2 to now playing...
Literally. From last year, playing Prems, now
to
NPL.
Here. It's such an amazing turnaround. And for you to go from someone who was doing other sports as well, now fully committed in with your football as that one hits the side netting, this must be such a strange change of life course for you. How does it feel?
Honestly, crazy. It's surreal how in just a short amount of time things can change. It's been amazing. And looking forward, this is literally a revived career, so we'll see how it goes.
As your brother puts in that ball, and it was cleared away initially by Prospect, but only as far as...
they've made a few subs. Glenwood, I see Cheeky's on. Shoaib.
Your cousin is on?
Yeah, cousin. So he's only 17 years old. Freaky player, like freaky.
Tell us a little bit about your cousin who's come on at half-time. He's got 45 minutes to impress.
Yes, all I'm going to say is he's the ones to watch. He should be playing first grade. He will embarrass you pretty badly. He's one of the techiest players I've seen, and hopefully, now that Glenwood's in a bit of a sticky situation, he gets more time and more minutes with first grade just to showcase what he's got.
Well, potentially when there's no finals to play for at this point, Glenwood can look at some of these young players and give them the chance in first grade. But I don't want to necessarily talk about Glenwood and why you moved on. I think that story's kind of gone at this point. But what do you think about what they're doing out here tonight? You know a lot of these players very well. What's not going right in your opinion?
Look, I think it's just the midfield. As simple as you win the midfield, you win the game. And just... It's hard. And it's hard to critique because you're playing players out of position due to just squad depth at the moment. But it's good to see that we've seen a change at half time. Hopefully that is going to be a positive change, and which I hope so. I really do think it's going to work. Who else have they changed? Anyone else?
Not that I can tell off the top of my head, but considering that you've trialled with Newbury, you've played for Town Rangers, you've played for Glenwood, of course. Do you have a tip for who you think might end up in the top two, that automatic promotion spot, and then the playoff spot this year? What's your backing?
Look, it's going to be between Rangers and Newbury, but just being this guy's team. I wonder who it is.
I wonder who that is. Looks a little bit like you, actually.
It's going to be a tough one with Rangers and Newbury. And actually, by the way, I full check. I keep up with all the scores and whatnot. Still, even though I'm not playing, but Minchinbury's still up there. So Mincho is still competing, and it's going to be a very, very interesting final series. And like I said at the start of the year, this league is insane. Where you have first place drawing to last place last week.
Might just interrupt you here because forward comes the first goal scorer that everybody's put to the side of the post. I'll let you keep going. Yeah, you have first place drawing to last place.
Last place, and you got, Team X beating Team B, and, anyone can beat each other. And that's what we've seen from the beginning of the year. And it's just crazy how the results we're seeing at this midpoint, and that's where we see quality, and it's entertaining. it's entertaining football.
The level that this PL2 comp has gone to in the last couple of years has been amazing. Obviously, an incredible final series last time. Obviously, Glenwood under you and involved with you, 4-0 in a semi and came into the grand final and won it. Amazing, happy footballing memories. Best of luck to you heading into the rest of the NPL season. Not too long left to go, but I'm sure next year with a full pre-season under your belt.
No, I'm very keen. I'm very keen, and my goal at the moment is getting first grade minutes because that'll just be the beautiful ending to this year. From playing 21s to now playing first grade NPL, and that's the goal. We look forward for next year. Try to get Wanderoo out of the relegation. So it's an amazing club. They've greeted me with open arms, and the boys are good. Like downstairs we're speaking to Musa, and a professional soccer player that I've been training with alongside MG, so Mabs. I'm surrounded with good players, and what I realized was the first training session I had at Wanderoo, I was like, oh, here we go. From being a big player, humbly I'll say that, in the league now to being a small fish again. I had to work my way back up, and which I'm still doing. But the one thing I realized is,
Hosh has just picked it up and finds Bennings, but the pass was overhit and Dunn stepped in and cleared it away.
And just backing yourself. And that's one thing I'll give myself. For a bit, I lacked self-confidence until I really, really just, what's the worst that can happen?
Well, the worst that can happen is you win a grand final, you become an all-star, you score a goal in the game, there's a shirt tug here, a little bit of a push and shove between the two. Nicely done, yellow card will be distributed. And that will do. Ash, I'm going to let you go back down to viewing when you don't have to worry about keeping it nice and PG. Appreciate you coming on. Not sure when the next time we'll see you will be, but hopefully around the final series you can come and give us a good look.
Definitely. Shout out KTP,
Sure, Tom's happy to have you on. Thank you very much for being here, my friend.
Man.
What a pleasure it is to have a man who's won a grand final, done it while still 21's eligible, been the player of the match, scored 8 winning goals last year. An incredible footballing player who has an incredible underdog story attached to his name. And it would be great to see what Asher Lumi can continue doing in the football world as Trey Barton picks this one up. Really good amount of time we've got to spend with him too. Trey Barton, a natural goal scorer by trade. He's given it away. Nick Taylor is the one who picked up a yellow just then. Oh, Buckley goes down in a heap. But advantage is played. I think they should probably bring it back for the free kick now. Min. Well, I think that this should still be brought back for the free kick. This one's got a bit of feeling in it now. And away comes Glenwood. And away goes Hoshalumi. Well, Ash on the mic. And will Hosh be on the score sheet past the keeper? And it's been easily cleared away by Nick Walker. Kosir, 1-2 with the Japanese international. Running in behind now is James Kosir. Lovely ball towards the back stick. And it misses the target somehow, someway. Wow, how close was that on replay? It came across the face of the goalkeeper and the goal. My word. Prospect go close to making it 3-zip. Ball leading to nothing, unfortunately. So look out for number 15, Shoaib Natik, the cousin of the Illumi boys. 17 years old. Given away there by Trey Barton. Excuse the Francais, you would have heard. Here is Natik. Can get that ball in behind. It looks a little bit undercooked, unfortunately, as he tried to find his cousin. Bouzis goes on a jolly run with the ball. It's an offside flag raised there in the process, and now Monzier Colmy has been taken out in the air, but Prospect have come away with it. Buckley. And now he's grabbed Bennings around the neck. What's going on here? Free kick against Glenwood. But this is very quickly, and the referee has to be very careful. 18-year-old referee on his starting centre debut in first grade needs to be very careful that this game doesn't get away from him and the two teams. Because the tension is very high right now as Prospect know that they need to keep this lead in order to basically almost assuredly secure finals football. heading into their bye week. But a couple of late tackles are coming into, a couple of yellow card by the book offences are happening as well. Given away there, unfortunately, by Miyazaki. Oh, what is going on? Bo Jenkins straight into the back there of Amin, picked up by Cossier. Shoulder to shoulder, that was real good there between two young'uns. Now the concern can go in for Jafar Amin, who just copped it without knowing. That's the important part. It was taking his eyes completely off the ball. Copped it, didn't know that it was coming. Smack right in the back. And in the cold, it stings, I promise you. Ouch. Physio coming on. Physio being Kane Willoughby, who's I don't think he's a physio. Good on you, Kane. Well, he'll be fine. It was just a painful one. Absolutely no doubt. Probably see at the bottom of the screen right now. The two Illumi boys having a chat on the sideline. Would have loved to have seen them. Now that he's off camera, I can tell him to his face. Would have been great to see him wake up with his older brother. I wonder if we'll get that in the next couple of years. Somewhere, somehow, at some team. No, Glenwood just continue to just launch it long and hope for the best. And if one falls fortuitously to them, well done to you. But it is just hopeful football. It is not systematic. It doesn't feel planned. At least when they put 4 past St. Pat's, granted St. Pat's are not as good as Prospect, but they were carving up St. Pat's that day with some intricate passes, some real technical quality in the final third. We are unfortunately for some reason seeing very little, if not any, hint of that whatsoever here tonight. And I don't mean to be too cynical or too mean, but I mean, am I wrong? We know what this Glenwood team can do at their best. I just wonder if they just feel like they're on the sand a little bit already this season. Trey Barton. Easy there for Duresh. Roshan. And gives it away. From left fullback of Glenwood to right fullback of Prospect. Amabile. 17 votes to his name from referees this year. Monzi Colmy hacked down. He's saying he got the ball. Monzier saying, no, he didn't. Look at my ankle, sir. I heard the ball get kicked away by Monzier. I didn't see it get kicked away by a Glenwooder, by a Redback. Let's have a look back on replay here. Belay to Monzier. He's completely missed the ball. What on earth was the appeal for? Great refereeing. This is a long way out. Even for the man who opened the scoring. It's Jafar Amin. It's gone far over the goal. Good to see Adrian Rodriguez in the comment section supporting former teammate Monzier Colmy after the goal that he scored to secure a 2-0 lead heading into half-time. Adrian Rodriguez got the assist for one of the great Prospect match of the round goals, one of the great PL2 goals of all time, a late winner for Leeds Island some 3.5 years ago now. 3 years ago, almost to the day, actually. It was very late in the season. Ooh, lovely nutmeg there by Buckley. What a inverted run by the fullback, the supposed fullback it is, Amabile. Sends it out wide. There's a reason why PL1 clubs looked at him. In by Cossier, spilled initially by Bowe. Jenkins claims. Nick Taylor, lovely pass. Rises in the back of one of the Prospect boys there. That would have stung. But again, Glenwood go long, and again, Prospect read it. Cleared away. 60th minute upon us now. That's the 2/3 mark of the game. Two-thirds dominated by Prospect, in all fairness to them. There is a banger in Prospect. The match of the round next weekend heads back finally to the Blacktown Premier League 1. Ponds, Eastern Creek. Last time those two played in the match of the round against each other, we of course had that incredible finals game where there was 3 goals past the 90th minute until the third of them was chalked out. Leighton Hinton before he went on to win the Fair Play Award. You might remember what a game that was. Ponds and Eastern Creek. Eastern Creek trying to keep any hope of a top 4 spot alive, and it's certainly possible, but Worker's got a 5-point buffer on them. Eastern Creek have some star power back. It'd be great to have both of them on the podcast again. Really excited for it. Prospect get to go to the bench themselves 2/3 of the way through the game as Benny Inns picks it back up here. Turned the number 11 into danger, unfortunately. Amabile is just so dogged in his defensive work. He just cannot stop it. Give away, win a free kick. Good work by, I believe, Ross McDonald on that far side to just keep the ball legally under control. So delivered in, lovely looking ball. Boozers comes, punches it away. Cleared away, Amabile involved again defensively. Oh, a lovely touch off the head. Off he goes. Jafar Amin. All the work to do on his own. And saved. Good save by Bo Jenkins. The run was just amazing to watch. The intuition to knock it forward with your noggin like that. Benny Inns will be offside. Flag raised here by Antonio Perello. Wow, look at this. Cut back, shot, saved, bounced back into him somehow in the hands of a very grateful goalkeeper, Bo Jenkins. Wow. That would have been game. Still 2-0. Still technically the game in the balance. Barton. Cossier. Baptiste got in the way. Cleared it away. Oshalumi. Touch. Instant touch. By the 21-year-old. One match of the round goal to his name this year. Amabile. Chance here for Kossier. Cuts back. Kossier curls it. Run wide.
I found the ball. Oh, I found the ball. The ball's here. The third ball's here. Here's the third ball. Carried on like a block jump when you're trying to hide the ball from.
That's the voice of Peter Sarkos. All good, mate.
Hey, we can hear you loud and clear over there. You know that, ain't you?
Good. Just stating, I'm sure you guys can all hear it through the surround sound. Just stating that he found the ball. Prospects currently loving life. And good on them. Hustle hard there by Miyazaki. Monzier got in strong too. In's trying to do it all himself. Ross McDonald, he's pretty capable of darting through one or two, but Miyazaki was back to help out. Free kick against Prospect there, says the referee. So with a live table update, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, it will read the Prospect go up to 27 points, a goal difference of 13. And that will actually still keep them in 4th place, and they will have played 2 games more than Newbury. They have played the most amount of games as Hoshang Alumi puts that ball harmlessly to the back post, far too deep. Only 1 game to go in the season, in the regular season, for Prospect to go after this. The bye coming up. I mean, technically, they could still finish 1st place, Prospect, which is a funny old thing, mathematics, but seems very unlikely with some clubs having still some 3 games to play even. Some have 2. Foul there. And 1 free kick in the exact same spot. Mirror the field, that is exactly what you get. Free kick in the same spot as just a minute ago, but this time it's for Prospect. Will also go 9 points clear of Parkley, who will need to win 3 games from 3. 4 will guarantee it, so a point against Minchbury will obviously guarantee it in the last round of the season. Oh, lovely ball towards the back stick. Trey Barton, delivery sensation. Flying in. Was the first goal scorer of the day, Jafar Amin. But Parkley's last 3 games is St Pat's, then Oakville again, who they've just drawn 2-2 to, and Town Rangers on the last day. And now the issue with Town Rangers is not just that they're pretty bloody good, but it's the fact that they'll probably be competing for either 1st place in 1st grade or automatic promotion, or if they lose a couple of games, they could be competing for that playoff spot. So they will be competing for something most likely that day. Very likely. So the onus will be on Town Rangers, and the more pressure will be on Town Rangers. It's also a comeback chance after that first match of the round between the two, which ended 3-0 the way of Parkley. Benny Inns was always going to have that pass clipped back inside him there. Monzier Commie's done really well. That's what a year of PL1 experience will do to you, Monzier. Miyazaki past the halfway line. They'll have to win all 3, Parkley. Naturally, their goal difference will take them clear of Prospect, but again, all Prospect need to do is earn a point in their last game to absolutely confirm it no matter what. But if Parkley drop a single point from now to the end of the season, Prospects finals hopes are solidified. That's the reality. So Parkley have got to be perfect. Considering they were in a promotion race, it seemed recently. It's a long way from that now. Hoshalumi has changed wings here. Look at the pace he's got at full flight. Hoshalumi still don't have a ticker. Just asking for the referee, like, why are you allowed to pull my shirt like that? And now the throw-in is against them. I think it's going to be Prospects. No. It will be Glenwood's. Throw-in taken. Cleared away a nothing throw-in. Chance. Big chance. Prospects are unhappy, but Afan Amir had his shirt tugged slightly and then quite clearly pulled the shirt of the Glenwood defender there. So there's absolutely no need for the reaction happening on Prospects' bench. He's quite clearly fouled it. There was a tiny tug there, and then that is rather quite obvious. So, Prospect, just keep your heads nice and level because you're in the lead and you're the better team. So, you don't need to raise tension or raise stakes. Just keep the boys out there, the 11 out there, nice and settled. And for these last 20 minutes, see it home and all but confirm your finals place. All but confirm. And confirm your first win on this turf in a match of the round ever. Cossier. In fact, in first grade, not even in a match of the round game, in any game, they have not won here, which is a crazy stat. Baptiste trying to do it all himself, meets the fence. Jeez, Bennings is so quick. Little pocket rocket. Amabile is the style of footballer I wish I could be. Technically solid, so athletic. Unfortunately, I am so on a bulk at the moment. Still hustling hard. These Prospect boys, such an impressive performance, and I can see why they have taken points off of teams. I can see why their 5-game unbeaten streak is about to become 6. I can see why half their games this season have turned into wins. And they're doing it without a lot of first-choice boys. There's no Sarkos boys out there. Of course, they're also missing Diodone Shukuru, who you might remember from the first match of the round of the season. Chuck your mind all that way back. Anton Scottish is also suspended at the moment for a kick-out against Town Rangers a couple of weeks ago. Long suspension for him. So they're missing some very, very solid players. This is Nick Walker. Miyazaki. Trey Barton. Lovely football. Poor touch in the end. Cleared away by Baptiste. Danny Bouzis. Ladies and gentlemen, as you live and breathe. Cossier. Nice touch by the former representative of the Dubbo NPL world, and passed back towards the 19-year-old teenager. Wasn't great. Prospects still yet to go to their bench just yet, but honestly, why not? You've got a big break, you've got a bye coming up, you don't really need to have these players back up. You don't need to at all. Shoaib Natik, 17-year-old, giving away a foul. Which will now be delivered in by Nate Hodges, but again, it's not directed anywhere. It's just, let's put it in the box and cross our fingers. Drop punt by Danny Bouzis is so cheeky. To the stands, great catch. Good throw too. I wouldn't want to be playing this prospect team in the finals. The way they can G up, the way that their bench is very loud, they've got a good little active support here. Oh, lovely by Alumi Suarez-esque against, I think it was Meti Benatia, was it? He was a Bayern player. Speaking of Bayern, are we about to get Thomas Müller into the A-League? Let me know in the comments if anyone's got any insider knowledge. Alumi runs square, goes for the Truvella pass. Ross McDonald, flag stays down! No, Glenwood are back in it. Ross McDonald's third match of the round goal in just 2 games has given Glenwood a way back into this game from absolutely nowhere. Prospect are flustered. I'm flustered. I tell you who wasn't. Ross McDonald. Another match of the round goal, 3rd of the season. A brilliant match of the round assist for the ever brilliant Hosh Alumi. Add that to his repertoire. A Truvella of pure perfection. Wow. And Glenwood, just like that, are back in the game. My word. And just like that, Prospects' hopes of basically being right there with the final series. Ooh, it's taken a little bit of a dent with 15 minutes to go, and now Hosh, who just got that assist, has got a yellow card to his name. And down has stayed Jordan Buckley. This game might become fun for the last 15 minutes. Should I say more fun than it already was? Wind out of him, that's for sure. Joel Baibahe, the coach, essentially saying to Antonio Perello, who is the most experienced referee out there by far, he's basically just saying, you have to get this under control. He feels his players are getting fouled. I don't think he really has much of a case. It's a pretty regular off game right now. Prospect, this is what you're... if you want to earn finals, forgive me for being silly sounding, but you've got to have to earn finals right here. This is where it's earned. You don't want to be leaving this to the final day against Minchinbury. You don't want to be doing any of that. I mean, drawing to Spurs last week, it was bad enough. All due respect to Spurs, a team hoping for finals with a tag on promotion does not want to be drawing this late in the season with Spurs. This has been a much better performance. But this is why those finals credentials are made. And with this brand new team, basically, with some of the old guard who helped achieve promotion the first time, this is where we see what this team is really made of. What has Joel Bayubahe come up with? So subs afoot. So off comes Nick Taylor. Is that going to be Yusuf Abdul Galil coming on? Or is that going to be Khalid Amiri? I'm not quite sure. Looks like the number 16 jersey of Yusuf Abdul Galil. A really, really solid number 6. So second sub and second window used by Glenwood there. Lovely pass out wide. Lovely touch inside. Flag stays down. Well defended there by Hallinan, who might have taken a wrong step on this old Blacktown Football Park turf and hurt himself. He fell rather awkwardly. Kind of snapped himself as he cleared the ball. Surprised Glenwood aren't bringing on Paolo Porley and his 2 match of the round goals under his belt, and cleared away by Glenwood as prospect search for that second goal cushion to return. Monzir Colmy flucked out a shy leg there. Didn't really want to go after that one out of the sky. Is that Abdul Galil already on the ball doing some dirty work? He wins a free kick there. Played short to Yusuf Abdul Galil, who won that free kick, cuts back. Took a year out of football before returning back this year. Baptiste being closed down. Having it taken off him. Baptiste is completely out of position here. Miyazaki has to play this one quickly. Baptiste still out of position. Down he goes. Ball was received and won by a Glenwood player. Glenwood got a spring in their step here. Ross McDonald cuts back. Good footwork through the legs of Miyazaki. Trying not to foul the number 8 of prospects. Lovely work there by Trey Barton. What a season he's having. Oh, Ross McDonald right into the side there of Trey Barton. But on they go. Sid Nadira. Oh, to the edge of the box, Miyazaki! Oh, the inside of the post, still on here! Down he goes in the box, still on here, near post save. Oh, what a sequence of events. This game has just inside 10 minutes to go, and I think we're due another goal. We're due another massive moment in this one. Look at this, 3 shots came off. Miyazaki up first. Then it was recycled. Came back there to Amin. Then he had his shot saved. Nadira then saved at the near post too. 3 key attacking players all having a strike. One of them found the post. 2 of them found the goalkeeper's gloves, kneecaps, whatever there was thrown out there. Now Bo Jenkins is feeling the heat. Back to his feet though. Well, Prospect nearly restored their 2-goal cushion. Glenwood hanging on for dear life as they try and rescue some points. Only 2 points ahead of Blacktown Premier Spurs, who have a game in hand on them too. That one finished last, Glenwood. You do not want to become the bad champions of the Blacktown Premier League. There's calls in our comment section for Glenwood to bring on their number 9, which would be Paolo Borley. Sid Nadira, though. Good defensive contribution there by, I think, Benny O'Brien. So Prospect are finally going to make some subs. So Trey Barton comes off. That'll probably be Nick Sarkos who comes on. Now Trey Barton's taking a little bit more time. Was jogging off like he had a purpose. Off goes a right back, an auxiliary right back who's had a great game here tonight. Here comes Nick Sarkos, 19-year-old, 8th year in the club. Fantastic young player. Developed in Prospect's MPL youth system. The boxer himself. Still trying to punch his way back into first grade starting contention. Not quite football match fit at the moment. Very physically fit because of all the boxing training, as he mentioned on the Blacktown Premier League podcast that was released last night, of course, but isn't quite up to speed yet with the speed of the football season. Missed a lot of it due to his boxing commitments, which is objectively a higher level than this, so no wonder why he took it seriously and locked in. Glenwood are still the ones doing all the defending here, despite the fact that they just got that goal back, which is good for Prospect. They haven't just sat in and tried to keep this lead, although they're struggling. Amabile is so good to watch. Ruzis gets called into action here. Gives it back to Amabile. Just seems so composed, Andrew Amabile. That's not George Sarkos. That is, in fact, Nick, as we said. Look pretty similar. Those two both playing in the same position. Right back. Zia Kolmi, whose goal is currently the winning goal. Hoshalumi, whose assist brought this back into contention. Chance here! An offside flag was raised against Inns. This game has definitely got... It's going to have one more hairy moment for Prospect. I'm sure at least Glenwood will get one more chance. The question is, can Prospect fashion themselves another goal-scoring opportunity and take the game away from them before they do? Glenwood are going to find something here. I've just got a feeling. I've just got a feeling. Nadira. That to me is a clear foul. Even though contact wasn't made, it was the intent behind it. Although he did sell it a little bit too hard. That could be why the referee called it back. Kossir, great footwork. Well done there by Duresh Roshan. Shoaib Natik. Amabile. Miyazaki, cleared away by O'Brien, cleared away by Baptiste. Miyazaki again. In fact, it was Amin. Now Kossir. Baptiste has been among the fouls tonight, hasn't he? He's seemed a frustrated figure, to be perfectly honest. Just walked away, pretty cold by Baptiste. And standing over it is the number 14. It's a number his older brother used to wear when he featured regularly in Match of the Round games. Not sure where George Sarkos is at the moment. Nick Sarkos plays it, and it's a lovely ball towards the back stick. Cleared away again. Monzir Kolmi. Quick, Nadira across the face. Pro Jenkins. Oh, terrible throw. Fortuitous. Yusuf Abdul Galil. Hodges plays it out wide. Glenwood are trying to fashion an opportunity with 5 minutes to go. In fact, there's less than that. Might be 1 or 2 minutes added on, but I can't see much more than that. It's been a pulsating second half. 1 goal. But the entertainment factor has been of high value. Natik. Hoshalumi into a dangerous area, but again, kind of that Glenwood hit, hope anywhere will do tactic. Nick Sarkos going for his own hit and hope. Nicely done by Natik. That's what his cousin Ash was telling us all about at halftime when we got him on the interview. Natik supposedly can beat anybody in a 1v1. Just seen it in action there once or twice. Hodges has to be careful. Dinks it out wide. Forgot to mention that it was Cameron Hayes who made way, by the way. Talanen was kept his position at right back. Hayes could have dropped into that right back slot. It's not preferred there though. Wide. Yusuf Abdul Galil, tidy pass out wide. Ross McDonald. Chance brewing here. Good footwork, tried too much. Well done there by Boozers, who then was batted into. Couple to go. So maybe a final sub here for Prospect. Off goes Jimmy James Kossir. Another solid performance for the teenager here tonight in an impressive debut season for him. 88 odd minutes played. On comes Kual Scholl in the 17 jersey, 16 years old, and between 21s, this uber successful Prospect 21s team. Reserve and first grade. This being his match of the round debut, he's picked up 17 goals and 8 assists, he told me in pre-game. Kual Scholl, one of the many of South Sudanese descent playing in Blacktown Premier League across many of our clubs. It's great to see that community represented. Such an array of different talents. comes with the 17 goals to go to his name. Here is his first touch for the 16-year-old. Kual Shaw straight into the action! Straight into the action! Nadira offside flag raised. Wow. Lovely pass, and he nearly picked up assist number 9 and the first in the match of the round. 60 seconds left to go in regular time here. Has to be now for Glenwood, trying to save themselves from getting a wooden spoon next to their grand final tag. Ross McDonald seems fatigued. Kual Shoal cuts back, quick feet. Square pass. Monzia Colmy, the match winner. Miyazaki been brilliant tonight. Monzia Colmy should run to a corner flag. 35 seconds left to go. Prospect hoof it in. Not what they would have wanted in the coaching area, I can imagine. Picked up here, Amabile. Amabile still full of running. That's got to be a foul. My word. Did he go down too easy there? 15 seconds left to go. Throw in. Prospect are incensed. 10 seconds left to go. Get the ball into the action, Glenwood. Let's have a look at that Andrew Amabile moment. He's clearly been fouled. Chance here for Glenwood. Cleared away Amabile. Amabile involved again. Monzia Comi picks up the loose ball for Prospect. We're into added on time now. It's been hooked forward again. So Glenwood will have these final seconds to launch something. Prospect on the cusp of all but sealing top 4 football in both grades. Kual Shoal, the 16-year-old, on his L's, but he's no learner when it comes to football. Out wide to Nadira, runs to the corner flag, say the Prospect fans. Nadira! No, wide. Still we go on, that's 1 minute played. How long will we get, Mr. Referee? Baptiste plays it short. Bo Jenkins now, out of the box. Yusuf Abdul Galil, no real options around him, only prosy boys. Baptiste, Ross urged to run forward, it's hit towards the winger whose goal brought this game back almost in contention, it seems. Amabile's been everywhere tonight, maybe another 3 points for him. Shoaib Natik, the 17-year-old stepping up with a bit of trickery. Still we go on, look at the watch by the ref. We're still going on, that's 2 minutes played. Bounce, 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 back to Abdul Galil. Past the halfway line, Natik on this near side. Past his man Sarkos. This is it for Glenwood. Square, into free dead man space. Monzia Colmy, whistle to the lips. Last chance. This is it, Glenwood, get the ball in the box. Hoshang Alumi blocked by Monzir, and the match winner makes the final contribution of the match. What a game for Prospect, who all now but seal their top 4 hopes. Parkley are going to have to be perfect from their final 3. The bye to come for Prospect. 1 point in the final round against Midgebury will confirm it, but if Parkley drop any points until that point, it is Prospects who will claim it, and they're putting their hands in the air on the far side. They're pretty happy with what they see. Thumbs up from the coaching staff. A game that was broken open very early by the number 7 on Match of the Run debut, and a game that was pretty much decided by players under the age of 24. It's been a day for the youthful gems. A 5th game, a 4th goal for Jafar Amin, the 18-year-old on Match of the Round debut. Right on halftime, Prospect's final goal of the game, it was Monzir Colmy who scored one of the goals of the season, no doubt. And then Hoshang Malumi played a great ball, the 22-year-old, through the Travella, who then found, of course, Ross McDonald, who made it 3 Match of the Round goals and 1 assist in just 2 Match of the Round games. But that was all she wrote. So Glenwood is still going to be hoping, looking over their shoulder, that Spurs can not pick up any points. Otherwise, Glenwood might find themselves in some hot water off the back of what was their best season in maybe a decade in Premier League football last year. A complete turnaround, unfortunately for them. It's another Match of the Round loss. And there are some comments coming in about not bringing on some of their potential better players. I'll let you be the judge of that, but Glenwood, who showed plenty of fire and promise in certain parts, but it just wasn't consistent throughout the 90. Very impressed by Prospect. Their midfield ran very hard. Miyazaki, by the way, shout out to you. You have been sensational, my friend. Yes, lots of thumbs up there from the Prospect boys. I'm sure we'll hear their team song sung from all the way down to, from Mount Druitt through to Oakville. We'll hear it come through everywhere. Anyway, my name is Mark DePoli. 7 p.m. next Saturday night will be the match of the round between PL1 top 4 hopefuls. Well, Ponds are already there, still vying for a title. The top 4 hopefuls certainly in Eastern Creek. Thank you so much for tuning in. Been really great to have you on again. Always is a pleasure. And until then, see you then. Congrats to Glenwood. I should say, congrats to Prospect.